town.
I'm at the rodeo in my hometown. I've been given special access behind the scenes with my camera to capture the action that the audience never sees at the rodeo. Security is tight here because it's a dangerous area to be, and because rodeo is a sport that sometimes attracts negativity from people who don't like rodeo. So the rodeo is careful about who they let back here.
Okay, I was just kidding.
I wasn't escorted or monitored at all. I had freedom to roam and see for myself what goes on behind the scenes at a rodeo, where the public isn't allowed to see. I didn't know anyone back here. This isn't my world. I was just walking around with my camera and started talking to people. The first people I talked to were these guys, and it turns out they're the top novice, bareback, and saddle bronc riders in Canada, and they're here competing today. Saddle bronc is riding a bucking horse with a saddle. Bareback is the same thing, but no saddle. So I decided I was going to hang out with these guys, meet some of their friends, watch them compete, and talk about rodeo to get a better understanding of what the sport is all about, why people have been passionate about it for so long, and why, even after 150 years and mounting calls for rodeo to be abolished, it remains resilient and continues to grow.
That's what I'm talking about. Work it. Work it up a little bit.
Let me introduce you to these guys, and you can find out what cowboys eat for breakfast on the day of competition.
Floyd Schonsberg, bareback rider, and I had Wendy's Baconator.
Clay Greenslade. I'm from Strathmore, Alberta, and for breakfast we barbecued up some breakfast sausage right here beside the truck.
I'm Jay Slumheim. I'm a bareback rider, and I'm about to, we're going to load my horse in here, and I'm going to put my rigging on him and ride a bareback horse.
The bucking horse is called Uptown Girl. Jay Slowham. He just won the Sundre, Alberta Novice Bronc Riding in the Canadian Professional Rodeo Association.
Rodeo has a long history here. It's a part of Canadian culture for generations. It started as informal competitions between ranch hands for bragging rights. It's now a multi-billion-dollar industry in North America, and in Canada alone, it contributes nearly $1 billion to the national economy. But for these riders, rodeo just runs in their blood.
I want to introduce you to one more cowboy.
It was in my family. I'm a third generation bareback rider, and yeah, it's a part of history for sure.
My dad rode professional bareback horses, and at a young age, probably when I was 10 years old, I got on a pony and a bareback rigging and loved it. Just instantly loved it more than hockey or any other sport I was playing, and just kind of took off from there. A couple years later, started riding broncs, and then went through the junior high rodeo, into the high school rodeo, and now we're here.
Found my dad's scrapbook. He used to be a bareback rider too, and I found an old bareback rigging in the top of my closet when I was younger and thought it'd be something I'd like to try, so I put the rigging on a little pony I had, a little saddle pony, and rode him around and fell in love with it, and away I went.
The dangers of rodeo to the cowboy and animal are real. The cowboys have to pump themselves up and steel themselves to ride a huge bucking horse like this.
It's about 155 pounds of cowboy tied onto the back of 1,300 pounds of bucking horse. He does not just hang on. He's got that glove wedged in there so tight. If we were to come off the opposite side.
Go, James, go! Go!
Their only goal is to hang on for 8 seconds. Just like that, Jace's ride is over, and he's not happy with the score.
Oh, wow. Well, he was wearing the shades today, too. We thought he was going to go out and fillet this one right down. Unfortunately, it looks like Uptown Girl had something else in mind. Well,
There's two judges. You got a judge on your right side and a judge on your left side. And they mark your spur ride out of 21 to 25, and they mark your horse 1 to 25. The guy on the other side does the exact same thing. So then they add all the scores together to get your score.
like what you see, that's a bronc ride and a school being taught tonight.
Each day, there's money up for grabs in each event. Day money is less than the overall cash prize for winning your event for the entire 3-day rodeo, but if a cowboy is lucky, they'll ride good enough to take a piece of the pot each day and win the overall. Over the 3-day event, each rider and horse may only get a handful of rides, and with lots of time between those rides, it takes incredible patience and focus to make sure you're ready when it's your turn.
Denton, Schonsberg, Bluffton, Alberta, Canada.
What did you have for breakfast?
Got eggs.
You'll hear everyone in rodeo say it's like a big family, but for the Schonsberg family, it literally is.
Kind of just grew up around it. Dad did in the bareback riding. Kind of just follow his footsteps. Yeah, it's kind of something you just grow into. And once you get into it, you can't get away from it, I guess.
Go have fun, Denton. Go win now. Go be a wolf.
Brothers Quaid and Denton are competing in the saddle bronc today.
Have fun, Denton.
With his brother encouraging him in his ear, Denton climbs on for his next ride.
What's the name of the horse?
Alamo.
Oh, I thought you said Amarillo.
No. That's because you need hearing aids. I believe this is going to be the ride of a lifetime. With only 77 points on top of the leaderboard, this could be closer to the 90-point range. This could be the ride of the afternoon.
Go be ranked, man. Take the fight.
Normally, this big old bay is going to jump high, kick hard. Watch this. Yeah, no. Well, it's no disgrace to come off of the back of any of the great bucking horses from Big O Rodeo Company. Ladies and gentlemen, how about you pay him off, dust him off. A little round of applause goes a long way in his ego today.
Dad.
Just a moment from right now.
It's a good ride with a disappointing end. Despite any injury or pain he feels, the show goes on, and Denton doesn't have much time to calm his nerves before he has to climb on and go again.
Here we go. This buckskin's got a little bucky in it.
I've been about 3 years riding saddle bronc horses. First year doing it semi-professional. Semi-professional is just kind of you turn 18, not quite ready to get on pro horses.
Rodeo is a viable career path for some. It's a small group of people who can succeed at the highest level here. But the industry of rodeo has grown, especially in America. And Canadian cowboys can navigate the small rodeo circuit here in Canada to build their reputation and break into the huge American rodeo market and maybe become a millionaire cowboy.
My name's Taryn Broderson, and I ate a Baconator. My whole family's rodeoed. My grandpa rodeoed, my dad rodeoed. Just kind of I was born into it. I ride saddle bronc horses, and I also do a little bit of team roping and calf roping. Right now, up in Canada, it's going pretty strong. I mean, we got lots of bronc riders and rough stock guys going, and it's lots of rodeos going on. I think it's pretty strong right now, and I think it'll continue to stay strong. Lots of young kids coming up through the high school rodeo ranks. It's looking good.
Go at him, Cody. Go at him, Cody. Lift, Cody. Lift, Cody.
Novice and junior rodeo is seeing a significant youth boom at the moment. Participation has been rising as the trend towards structure and development bridges the gap between just playing cowboys and professional competition. Children as young as 10 start riding here in competitions on the backs of steers like this one. They pay their dues young with the dream of riding the big broncs like their heroes someday. The novice level isn't just for fun anymore. Prize purses are bigger than ever, and many Canadian rodeo athletes are securing scholarships to American colleges to study and compete.
Yeah, so I'm trying to make this my living, but from Bluffton, Alberta, so kind of work around the oil field, do that during the week. Just finished high school, so it's my last week going to rodeos before I go to school in the States. Yeah, these days there's a path, there's guys doing it. It's for the most part it's American guys, but there is a handful of Canadian guys doing it too.
The best novice saddle bronc rider in Canada is this young man, Quaid Schonsberg.
Won Lee Park this year, won Panoka this year, won Calgary this year, was the reserve world champion in junior high rodeo, and was third in the world last year at high school rodeo finals. I'm 17 now, turned 17 on the 1st of August. And yeah, rode mini ponies for a while, worked my way up and rode bareback steers in junior high rodeo, and that did a lot for me to grow and get better. And then rode at high school rodeos, and now I'm here.
Canadian rodeo athletes like Quaid need to keep winning if they want to get to the pro circuit. And the competition is stiff, even in these small town rodeos. Rodeo is now a global sport, and athletes from all over the world, like this cowboy, Hamish Palmer, from Australia, are chasing a few $1,000s to get down the road to the next rodeo so that by the end of the season, they have enough left over to make it worth doing all over again next season.
He needs the money, trust me, yeah. No.
To anyone who's ridden a horse before, even just on a trail ride, it's easy to imagine how frightening and violent it must be to have your hands strapped to the saddle and your body tossed around like this. The pain they endure to compete must be excruciating at times, and dangerous. Injuries are frequent, and frequently serious.
71 flatting, oh my goodness. Ripped his foot right off.
Kayla Muscle is the only woman competing in saddle bronc here today. She's usually the only woman competing at all in the rough stock events. She's a frequent competitor in rodeos around the world, and a legend in the rodeo community.
Lynn has got it. He's tied for number 10. Look at that bucket horse. That horse is called the Sundance Kid. Ladies and gentlemen, can you pay off the great equine athletes tonight for the C+ Rodeo Company?
Kayla's ride is next. Only yesterday she was thrown from a bronc and knocked unconscious on the ground. She's back here today anyways.
How many was here last night? Okay. You seen the lady from Chilliwack get on a horse and got bucked off and hauled out of the arena, got knocked out a little bit. She's back with a vengeance. All the ladies in the house, Kayla Muscle has come to town. She's spent winters just about everywhere getting on broncs. New Zealand, Australia, Arizona, the first cowgirl to fulfill her pro rodeo card in over 100 years. Nominated to the Cowgirl Hall of Fame, this is Kayla Muscle.
She nearly made it the full 8 seconds. Now she can only hope her score and the horse's score from the judges are enough to put her in the money today.
We got 2 re-rides as well to come with that. We had to turn one of our horses out.
For the horses in this competition, their work days can seem relatively easy compared to the cowboys behind the chutes. They tape up their arms to try and prevent more serious injuries, and so their arms won't bend in unnatural ways or worse.
We got free stuff to give away. All kinds of free stuff if they make enough noise for it.
No matter how brave you are, the animal usually wins.
All right, guys, let's try one more. We got one more to go from Blackstock Brothers Hay Sales. Thank you again to everybody helping us out today. Drawn the right one to open up the money jar on a Saturday night.
Oh! Hey, buddy, that lasted about as long as a Kardashian marriage.
All these bucking horses, they work less than 1 full minute per year. That's what they work. 8 seconds at a time, just like this cowboy. He goes out and gets the job done. Ryan Spur Reed of Savinaw, BC. He's a steer wrestler. He's a bronc riding champion. Over and over and over, he's a champion. Rising Stars back in 2019. Two-event cowboy. He's working on a horse. Strawberry of the Big O.
Working 8 seconds or less at a time is an odd thing to see in sport. For cowboys like Ryan Spur Reed, those seconds have added up to a long career in rodeo. He's competed since 2018, less than 10 years. But in rodeo, where careers are short and hard to come by, he's a veteran several times over already. A professional rodeo cowboy.
It's a professional sport, and lots of people treat it like it's not when they should be. There's people working hard for it, good horses, everyone comes together. We all travel together, we're all friends, but we're competing against each other. It's an individual sport, but you know, you all work together because it's one big sport, one big family, and you know, it's professional. So you come here, you see all these people, there's good money, good horses, and you just treat it like professional. It's an individual sport, but it's a great big team. Everybody's friends with everybody, and everybody's cheering for each other just as much as you want. Like, I want my buddies to win just as bad as I want to win. Like, we're all cheering for each other and rooting for each other.
Clay Greenslade is right on the heels of his friend Quaid, who's here helping Clay get ready for his next ride. They compete against each other all season long and are typically very close in the standings. They're still novices for now, but they have their sights set on the pros and riding the best broncs in the world.
Clay Greenslade. Let's go,
The rodeo competition is presented to the audience as entertainment, a chance to see something exciting and dangerous. You might draw comparisons to the Roman Colosseum. But having been back behind the scenes, I don't see the competitors treating it like a performance. I don't think they're thinking about putting on a good show, really. They're just trying to stay on, not get hurt, and figure out how they can keep doing more of this and win. They care deeply about the sport and the culture that cradles it. Farming and ranching families have fed the nations since homesteaders first traveled west in North America. The sport of rodeo came mostly from them. The crowd only sees what happens out front in the arena, the thrashes and the crashes. Behind the chutes, the cowboys don't seem to really care about the crowd too much. They care about preserving whatever is happening between them and the animals and the existence that they all share, risking life and limb so that this tradition they're doing carries on and the next generation gets to rodeo too. I feel like they would do this even if we weren't there to watch. And there's nothing hiding back here you wouldn't want to see either. The animals are calm, they look healthy and clean. They look in better shape than a lot of the cowboys I saw. I saw people working with animals the way we have for hundreds of years, caring for them because without them, they couldn't carry on. If you want to look for examples of Canadian culture and identity, you can find it here, unaltered by time. Respect, hard work, family, and tradition wrapped up in an exciting competition. Despite the objections by some that rodeo is exploitive and cruel to animals, rodeo is probably not going anywhere. It's a rough sport because it has rough roots. But rodeo has adapted in places to address some ethical concerns while protecting the legacy of the sport. In truth, the animals usually last longer than the cowboys around here. There's a strong respect and affection for the animals from all the competitors. You grew up raising animals.
Yeah.
Tell me about the misconception in rodeo and what you actually think about the animals.
I'd say the biggest misconception is that they're wild horses. These are, man, most of those horses you could walk back there in the back pens and pet them, and beat them out of your hand like they are pets.
People don't understand how well these horses and animals are all treated. They get some of the best care in the world. They put a lot of effort and time and keep making sure these horses are healthy and sound and perform the best they can.
The stock's, well, it's just as important as us. Like 50 points for the stock, 50 points for us. Like, you're not getting on good horses, you're not going to win. Like, you're not going to be marked as high as you could be, and you're not going to win as many rodeos as you could win. So that's why it's so important to take care of our horses, because we want the best opportunity for us, and we want them to have the best opportunity they could have, and that's the best way it could be.
Rodeo is important to the people who are in it. It's part of their life. At this level, the competitors are definitely not doing it for the money. Most of them will leave here with bigger bills for fuel and feed than they'll have won. They'll go back to their businesses and day jobs this week and get ready to hit the road again next weekend for another rodeo.
New South Wales. This guy rides. Oh, man. Folded him up like a jackknife.
Well, every week's pretty similar. Like, usually on Thursday start driving, then rodeo on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and on long weekends, rodeo Monday. Yeah, and then get home, have a few days at home, and restart it for the next week.
I try to hit 2 or 3 a weekend all year, and I go down to Arizona for school, and I mean, that's probably the furthest from home, I guess, but I mean, out here we're 10 hours, 11 hours away from home out here in Chilliwack.
Like, it's awesome. We're really hitting it hard this year, hitting at least 3 or 4 rodeos a weekend, sometimes only 3 days. Sometimes you're getting on Saturday morning, and then you got to instantly jump in the truck and cruise down to the next one and make sure you get there for the next, like, your second horse of the day.
It's a great way to explore the world for sure, and making money while you're doing it. It's lots of fun. Get to hang out with best friends every day of my life and riding ponies, doing what I love.
This cowboy is stronger than horseradish. It should set him up for a good night tonight. Here we go.
Week after week in the summer, they'll grind it out for some cash. But none of the competitors here are making their living off rodeo alone. That should tell us something about it. Maybe we aren't even sure how to say it, but it's obvious that something meaningful is happening here for these people. Why else would they dedicate so much time, effort, and take risks like they do? For the few that win in rodeo, the admiration of their fellow competitors, not the crowd, seems to be the most important thing.
He's won before. He's won it twice so far. Do it again. Yes, sir.
Why can't you stop? What is it about rodeo that even after the injury and the travel and the expense, what is it that keeps you coming back?
I think the feeling of winning, and for a few minutes after you know that you're the best and you rode better than anyone else that day, and that you worked hard enough to prepare and you did the best that day.
Prizes in the USA and Canada are larger than ever, and participation is up in the junior and novice levels of rodeo.
I'd like to keep rodeo, and I'd like to be going to the PRCA in the States and rodeo every day, all week long, all year long. And yeah, that's the goal.
The rodeo gives the audience a glimpse into a world that exists even when they aren't looking. Farming, ranching, and rodeo are all wrapped up in one. After spending a few days with these guys, I caught a glimpse of what their weekends are like. They have goals and dreams for sure, and they're working hard at it. But most of all, I think these guys are just having a really good time every weekend.
The girls at rodeos, hard fighting them off as a cowboy?
Oh, it's like that's who fights him off is my buddy Jace. Jace is fighting him off left and right.
Tell me about the girls in rodeo.
Well, they're definitely here, and yeah, you gotta have some fun inside too.
If you like a good time, come to the rodeos.
Attaboy.